Madame Web is one of Marvel's most unanimously hated releases to date, and another entry in the list of terrible films in Sony's Spider-Man universe. If I tried to detail all my problems with this movie, I would basically have to do a scene-by-scene breakdown, which would take hours, and I don't think anyone wants to see that. Terrible dialogue, obvious ADR, bad acting, logical inconsistencies, timeline issues, and much more plague this movie's 2-hour runtime. Instead, I want to talk about what makes Madame Web feel as pointless and inconsequential as it does. In particular, the characters' motivations throughout the film and the non-existent plot. First off, Ezekiel. Being the main antagonist of the film, a decent bit of weight rests on Ezekiel's shoulders to get the audience invested in the storytelling and to present a villain who is both believable and unreasonable. Unfortunately, Ezekiel is neither of those two things. He isn't believable because we know next to nothing about him. We see him killing Constance in the opening to obtain the spider, and we know that he possesses both riches and power to some degree. However, the movie never explains how he got into this position, and the audience knows next to nothing about his personal life or beliefs, what he stands for or cares about, and, in the end, what he really has to lose. The film basically just introduces him as, this guy is bad, and that's it. As a primary villain, Ezekiel should also be unreasonable to a larger extent, which is of great importance because it allows for us to root for and identify with the protagonist. This also doesn't apply to Ezekiel, since his entire motivation to do anything in the film is because he keeps having visions of being killed. Not wanting to die happens to be quite reasonable in my opinion. Of course, he kills people, which is bad, but he only ever does so to ensure his own survival. The only exception to this is Constance, whom he clearly didn't want to kill, by the way. If you compare this to other villains in Marvel projects, the difference is immediately clear. Take Thanos, for example, his end goal being to eradicate 50% of all life in the universe in order to bring balance and guarantee that the other half has enough resources to survive. We also know that Thanos believes his actions to be justified, and that he cares about his two daughters. This makes Thanos both believable and unreasonable. Despite us being able to logically grasp Thanos' motivations, we can still say that his solution is extreme, causes unnecessary death, and makes us root for the Avengers. Meanwhile, Ezekiel doesn't want anything, doesn't want to change anything, nor does he want to destroy anything out of his own desire. Everything he does is necessitated by him wanting to live. As for Cassie and the three girls, none of them have any motivation or reason to do anything in this film at any point in time, except for Cassie's visions causing them to run from Ezekiel. None of them stand for any ideas or morals, none of them have anything that they desperately want to protect, and none of them have anything they want to achieve. Once again, all they're trying to do is not get killed, which is the absolute minimum of motivation a character could be written to have. Even worse than that, there is no plot to the entire movie whatsoever. Ezekiel wants to kill the girls before they kill him, and the girls run away from Ezekiel because he wants to kill them. What kind of Tom and Jerry-ass narrative is that? And all the plot points in the film can be summed up as, oh wait, there are no plot points. The girls run away from Ezekiel while he chases them, and then he eventually dies. That's literally it. Nothing else ever happens that significantly impacts the storyline. No plot twists and no surprising reveals. The only thing that drives the plot forwards is the plot itself. All of the characters are also completely estranged from their families, which further reduces the stakes. What's the point of making a movie where every scene is more predictable than the previous and every character feels more arbitrary to the story than the next? Overall, Madame Web just feels like another $1 million flavorless, directionless nothing burger. Sony's Spider-Man universe really was on a roll when it came to those, and there was no sign of them ever stopping had Kraven the Hunter not marked the end of the entire franchise. To be fair, this problem has befallen most of live-action superhero entertainment these days, but that's a topic for another video.